Hey everybody, it's John from the Hustle Daily Show. Before we get into the news today, did you know that HubSpot launched an AI chatbot that helps you build awesome campaigns at scale with just a few prompts? It's called Campaign Assistant, and it's a totally free-to-use AI tool that will transform the way that you build marketing campaigns at scale. And the best part? It works seamlessly with all of HubSpot's marketing and sales tools to scale your output across email, social, and more. So AI your way into the most effective campaigns yet at HubSpot.com/campaign-assistant.
Howdy, folks. It is Thursday, October 20th. I'm Jacob Cohen here with Rob Litterst, and you are listening to the Hustle Daily Show. Today we're going to be talking about Uber, but not about its rides per se, not about its deliveries per se, but about a big bet it officially placed yesterday on its role as a platform for advertising. Hundreds of millions of users give a lot of face time to Uber each month, and now the company's looking at crafty ways to capitalize on this, and we are going to break it down. But before we get into all that, let's take a quick look at what else is going on in the world of business and tech. Let's get crack-a-lackin'. All right, first things first. Friday football? Look at this. An exclusive Black Friday NFL game will air next year on Prime Video. With it, the NFL gets another weekday, and Amazon will get, more people who might buy toilet paper coming to Amazon on Black Friday. And through the first 5 games of Thursday Night Football's inaugural season on Prime Video, the games are now averaging almost 11 million viewers, which is up 48% among 18 to 34-year-olds from the first 5 Thursday Night Football games last year. So that's pretty wild.
Super impressive. I feel like the commercial opportunities are going to be endless. They're going to be promoting Alexa. They're going to be promoting Roombas. It's going to be crazy, all the discounts that people are going to get on all
it's basically like the perfect match.
Right.
Moving along, Tesla reported third quarter earnings after the bell yesterday. Revenue came in slightly below expectations at $21.45 billion. Automotive revenue saw a 55% increase from a year ago, and Tesla reiterated previous guidance that over a multi-year horizon, they expect to achieve 50% annual growth in vehicle deliveries. They also reiterated that deliveries of their electric semis will begin in December. I look forward to seeing them on the roads. And in other news, British inflation is at a 40-year high with prices up 10.1% year over year. Food was up 14.6% through September. So the tea is getting pricey across the ocean. Also, BMW announced plans to invest $1.7 billion to produce EVs and batteries in the U.S. NASA's James Webb Space Telescope captured the iconic pillars of creation in pristine detail. Hubble famously photographed those pillars in 1995. And lastly, big news, Los Angelinos. Google-owned autonomous taxi company Waymo is bringing its ride-hailing services to LA. Although, what I was thinking is they're just going to be sitting in traffic anyway, so what does it matter?
That's a fair point. Yeah, so JC, speaking of waiting around in cars, it sounds like Uber is dabbling in advertising?
Yes, that is right. So this week as a whole has been a big week for advertising. On Tuesday, Netflix, obviously once a longtime advertising foe, was answering analysts' burning questions during their earnings call about their own upcoming ad-supported plan. And then yesterday, we have Uber releasing all these details about its plan for its own foray into advertising.
This is interesting because it's like, if you ever ride a taxi these days, like you've obviously seen the taxi ads, but what Uber has that cabs don't have is this digital interface, right? They have their app.
Exactly. So consider this. The company facilitated 1.87 billion trips last quarter across rides and deliveries with its 122 million monthly active users, each averaging about 5 interactions with the company's, platform each month. So those interactions, right, like you said, sitting in a car, ordering a hamburger, equate to mountains and mountains of FaceTime from eyeballs with really strong consumer intent. They're looking to spend money, looking to buy food, looking to go somewhere, ride. And that means that Uber now commands really just a remarkably powerful platform for serving up these ads.
I think the cool thing about Uber too is they're expanding into so many different products from their app. Like I saw something, I got some email yesterday about using Uber to order our Halloween candy.
Exactly. They have an endless inventory and they match that with this really high intent consumer, right? And because of that, they've said early tests have surpassed expectations in terms of engagement and spend that you'd see on, other big ad platforms. And so you might be wondering, like, what kind of ads are you going to see in Uber? Where are you going to see them? And basically, they're called Uber Journey ads. And, it lives up to its name because basically anywhere on your journey in an Uber or in the Uber app where an ad can be squeezed, you will be seeing an ad. Brands can sponsor listings. They can place ads on storefronts. They can place ads after checkout, among all other kinds of things, including sponsored emails.
Yeah. And that's super interesting because Uber obviously has your location data.
100%. They have a ton of first-party data that they don't really need to hand over to these advertisers, right? That's why it's actually such a great business model, because the advertisers can come to Uber knowing they have such strong first-party data with their people's location and spending patterns and everything. And it's really useful. And 40 brands are already signed up, including NBC Universal, Heineken, and Uber, interestingly, is also testing some physical advertising too. So they already have actually, they already offer drivers electronic rooftop kind of billboards, what you'd see on taxis in like New York City, which is fascinating. But
I didn't even know that. That's awesome.
And they also are testing in-car tablets in Los Angeles and San Francisco now. And Lyft has actually been doing this since August. They've offered tablets in their cars for months now. And their tablets offer riders a map, options for tipping, which actually was interestingly, the company found tipping to increase 28% per ride when the tablet is around.
Yeah, it's like the old restaurant tablet scenario, right? Tipping happens when you put people in weird social situations.
Exactly. And right now, the focus, I don't think, is to just put a TV show on in front of you. I think it's to put relatively useful, non-intrusive kind of stuff, including ads in front of you. But interestingly, Uber's head of mobility actually recently noted that this advertising revenue could help subsidize Uber's costs without decreasing driver earnings. So I thought that was a really interesting point. It could help lower the price per each ride for Uber without hurting the money that drivers take home at the end of the day. So I think that's kind of neat.
Yeah, that's huge.
This is what I thought was most interesting, though. The tablets that Lyft offers, which I'm sure will be very similar to the ones that Uber will offer, they also offer controls for what I think is probably the world's highest pressure job, which is controlling the music.
Nice. Controlling the aux, as they say.
Exactly. Controlling the aux.
I love it. I'm excited to see what the feedback from that is. If I'm going to be honest, if I was driving an Uber many hours a day, I would not want to give up that aux cord. Like that would be my lifeline. I feel like I think I would be very, very reluctant to pass that off to whoever I'm driving around.
And bada bing, bada boom, that is going to do it for us today. Thanks for tuning in to the Hustle Daily Show. We're a proud part of the HubSpot Podcast Network. Our editor today is Ezra Trupiano. Our executive producer is Darren Clark. We've got a lot more tech and business coverage in our newsletter. If you're not subscribed, go get yourself signed up at thehustle.co/email. Hope you have a terrific Thursday, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Hey guys, if you listen to the Hustle Daily Show on Google Podcasts, we want to let you know that the option will no longer be available pretty soon. Google is sunsetting its podcast app sometime in early 2024 in favor of YouTube Music, and we want to give you a heads up before it's too late, since that time's almost here. The Hustle Daily Show is available everywhere and anywhere that you listen to podcasts, like Apple Podcasts and Spotify. If you're using YouTube Music, we are there as well. If you're an Android fan, there are plenty of apps like Overcast, Pocket Casts, Player FM, and more. So just search for us wherever you decide to listen to your favorite podcasts.